Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're looking at an absolute game changer in the world of mobile photography. We're talking about the triumphant, victorious return of a legendary app right to the very top tier of editing platforms. That's right, we're diving deep into Snapseed 4.0, the groundbreaking evolution of Google's mobile editor.
If you've been following mobile photography for a while, you absolutely know Snapseed. But let me be clear, this isn't just some simple app update with a handful of minor bug fixes. No, this is a complete metamorphosis. It honestly feels like a cinematic tech documentary unfolding right in our pockets. We're watching an app completely reinvent itself from the ground up to meet the intense, everyday demands of modern creators.
For a long time, a lot of us thought Snapseed was just kind of quietly sitting there in the background. But as the tech community is really noting right now, it's moving beyond its reputation as a maintenance mode app to a powerhouse tool for mobile photographers and content creators. It's the ultimate Phoenix narrative, right? It's risen from that perceived stagnation to become a true, legitimate desktop replacement powerhouse.
Section 1. The Integrated Pro Camera and Capturing Maximum Dynamic Range.
To really understand this shift, you have to look at the sheer level of control Google is now handing directly to you before you even snap the picture. We now have a built-in camera interface that's fully loaded with manual pro controls. You're getting manual ISO control to manage your light sensitivity, an adjustable shutter speed to freeze action or intentionally create motion blur, and precision white balance. These are features you'd normally expect on a high-end mirrorless camera, and now they're bringing professional-grade precision right to the exact moment you press the shutter.
But it doesn't just stop with manual settings. Snapseed 4.0 now fully supports Ultra HDR capture. This basically ensures the absolute highest dynamic range is recorded and preserved right from the source. So why does this actually matter? Well, it fundamentally changes the starting point of your edit. By maximizing the visual data captured in the absolute brightest highlights and the deepest shadows immediately, you're getting an incredibly rich, robust file to work with way before you even touch a single editing slider.
Section 2. Generative AI meets editing and the power of the NPU.
The stakes really scale up here, requiring Android 12 or higher to run. And why is that? Because Snapseed 4.0 demands some heavy-duty hardware optimization. It's specifically built for devices equipped with a dedicated NPU, or neural processing unit. This is the dedicated silicon on modern smartphones built entirely to handle complex artificial intelligence. Having the app optimized for the specific hardware means the generative AI tasks we're about to look at are processed with just staggering speed.
So, thanks to that NPU acceleration, the legacy Heal tool, which, let's be totally honest, usually just created a weird, smudgy mess, has been completely transformed into an AI-powered magic eraser. Leveraging Google's absolute latest AI models, this smarter eraser can flawlessly and seamlessly remove highly complex objects from your photos. It doesn't just blur the background. It intelligently reconstructs what should actually be behind the distraction, and it does it unbelievably fast.
And this just brilliantly illustrates how AI is finally solving those age-old editing headaches. Take a look at Generative Expand. You know when you rotate a crooked photo or try to resize an image for a different social media format, and you usually end up losing precious image real estate at the corners? Well, not anymore. The Expand tool now uses generative AI to instantly and accurately fill in those missing backgrounds. It is literally generating brand new pixels to match your scene perfectly.
This AI awareness builds directly into the refined perspective correction tool too. Because of these new capabilities, correcting architectural lines, like making sure buildings actually stand up straight, is now highly content-aware. So instead of forcing you to crop in and lose the edges of your photo when you warp the perspective, it automatically fills those blank edges. It entirely eliminates the need for manual cropping, which is just a massive workflow speed increase for content creators.
Section 3. Professional Workflow and Desktop-Grade Precision.
Now, Snapseed is integrating workflows usually reserved for heavy desktop software. The absolute cornerstone of this is non-destructive layers 2.0. Snapseed has always had a feature called stacks, but this is a far more intuitive step-by-step layer workflow. Step 1, you apply your specific masks or filters. Step 2, you can jump back and readjust those specific layers at literally any point in your editing process. And step 3, because it's completely non-destructive, you maintain absolutely 100% of your original image quality. You're never permanently baking in a mistake.
Conceptually, contrast those basic legacy visual tweaks with the new advanced color wheels.
This gives you DaVinci Resolve or Lightroom-style granular control over your highlights, your midtones, and your shadows. You aren't just slapping on a basic filter anymore. You're executing advanced cinematic color grading right from your mobile device. It's wild. To support all these advanced tools, the app has undergone a really significant UI refresh. The interface is now beautifully aligned with Google's Material You design language for Android 14 and 15. But hey, it's not just about looks. Operating on modern 64-bit architectures means smoother animations and incredibly fast rendering times, making navigating all these professional tools feel super fluid.
Section 4. High-end performance and scaling up production.
This is the crucial final step for high-volume creators, 4K and 8K. Just let that sink in. The Snapseed engine now handles high-fidelity upscaling and exports at pristine 4K and 8K resolutions so much more efficiently. This flawless rendering carefully preserves your critical metadata and complex color profiles way better than previous iterations of the app. Your final output is honestly nothing short of pristine.
But perhaps the biggest workflow limitation solved for creators today is the introduction of bulk edits via stacks. Listen to this. If you have a specific visual aesthetic, you can now save a custom look and apply those exact adjustments to an entire folder of photos simultaneously. Processing multiple photos at once with this batch feature exponentially speeds up how fast you can prep high-resolution feeds. It's a real game changer.
So what does this all mean? The crucial takeaway is that Snapseed 4.0 bridges the gap between mobile convenience and true desktop power, which leaves us with a pretty profound question to ponder. With manual pro camera capture, cutting-edge generative AI object removal and expansion, and non-destructive 8K workflows all right in your pocket, are traditional desktop editing suites finally becoming obsolete for the modern creator? It certainly seems like the future of mobile photography has just arrived. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and keep creating,